Yeah. I hit her up. We'll be having a discussion about that question being asked every week. We have 2 minutes until dice start rolling, is where we're at. So hold on to your butts, because this was balanced to be a tough encounter. Well, think about it like this. If I TPK you guys, it'd be a short session. And you could... God damn, I didn't know you were that attached to Rensor. Jesus. Oh, well, I care a lot less. I was thinking you were, like, higher up. Right? Fuck yeah. I do that shit to people. Alright, Eric, connect to Fantasy Grounds. You're late. Um, I do that in whenever work makes me travel. I have airdrops that I send. I have three pictures I send to people with open airdrop on their iPhones. The first one is a seagull, like coming in, like with just his head, like looking at you from the side of the frame. Second one is two seagulls, and the third one is three seagulls. That's all it is. And because Siri calls me master, it just when it airdrops to somebody, it says it's coming from master, which is great. Well, that's why I hollered at you. All right, let's let me fix a couple quick things here, and we'll get started. Looks like I got something to hide. I would imagine demoralize to be listed in the weapons section.
Conditions?
Yeah. Conditions could be demoralized. No. Where are you seeing this? Why are you asking?
I'm looking through my improvisations because I'm still torn on like what direction I'm going. So I was specifically looking at scrolling. Dispiriting taunt.
Let's take a look and see what this dispiriting taunt is.
Wouldn't that fall under the same thing like flat-footed?
No, what happens to the enemy if I fail is it's off target. If I succeed, then it's shaken. So I think the difference is an action on those.
Welcome. Back.
Okay, so this is gonna be in chapter 5.
Chapter what?
Chapter 5 under Intimidate. So Demoralize, this is different from Demoralize, but Demoralize causes Shaken. So the way it's worded is as a standard action, you can use Intimidate.
I'm missing chapter 5. Why would I be missing chapter 5?
Because you searched. You close it and reopen.
Back that out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I go, bud.
You're hitting a bug.
Hello.
You can use an Intimidate to cause a creature within 30 feet of you to become shaken for a number of rounds. This is a sense-dependent ability. The DC of this is equal to either 10 plus your opponent's Intimidate skill or 15 plus 1.5 the CR, whichever is greater. And then they're shaken for 1 round. And then it increases for the DC. But that would be different for you. But basically it would shaken them. It would shaken. Whatever. It would apply the shaken condition.
Weird.
I don't know why they don't just say that outright,
Yeah.
but hey. But hey, shaken is pretty great. That's a pretty solid condition. If I recall. Let's look up shaken and see what that is.
For an opponent, right?
Yeah. Well, depends upon who you view as the enemy. Shaken, you take a -2
TPK.
penalty to ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks. So it's basically -2 across the board because you're so spooked. Alright, that being said, let's get going. Who's going to give us a rundown of last session?
Man, I didn't get a chance to listen to it today, but it was pretty epic. Because James was gone, so we had this whole plan worked out to go talk to the mechanic guy. Does somebody know his... Do we know his name?
Her.
Her. We did go talk to her, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I forgot to write her name down. I remember she was Goskla.
Yeah, that's right. We wanted you to talk to her. And then we were trying to get some information on the prison.
Yeah, that's right. And Talmrin, thank you.
What's that?
Oh, bot's not up, Rafi.
Talmrin was her name.
Let me get that up. Thanks for the
Okay.
reminder, buddy. 1 second.
So basically, James, while you were gone, we were doing all the leg for our next stop.
Yeah, we worked through the marketplace. At first, we were struggling to speak the language with a couple of people, and so I can't remember the little like kind of vole-looking humanoid creature that we spoke with that got super spooked. But he gave us just enough to go on that we knew that there was some kind of like a tapping code that we needed to get to the Goskla engineer. And
Glest was his name.
I'm sorry, say that one more time?
Glest.
Glest. Yeah, he's currently hiding under a box or something. Shut his.
Yeah, that's right. And it was some other alien creature that spoke Aslanti, so I was able to translate. That actually ended up giving us the exact nature of that code to make contact with Talmrin. And what we wanted was for her to help us get our ship all the necessary modifications in terms of engine signature and exterior hull so as to not be quite as obviously non-Aslanti as it presently is. And she agreed to do that if we and we agreed to help her break out at least one associate, maybe multiple associates. Does anybody remember?
3. There'll be three associates.
Because they are housed at the same prison that I was housed in, which is also where the party's friend, the android, the red-faced android, is presently being.
Okay, cool. Hey, did anybody? You said you guys went shopping throughout the whole place. Did you guys happen to find anybody selling armor by chance?
Nope. Nope. Maybe the Zarb did. The Zarb sell
I understand,
armor?
probably not. I was just curious.
Maybe we unloaded all our armor, but I think you were here for that.
Yeah, I
Light.
don't.
I needed light armor.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, you can try and convince Gless to come out of his hidey hole there. Maybe he won't recognize you.
Nah, it's okay.
He's pretty friendly. He didn't want us to.
There was something else, wasn't there? We needed a translator to help us speak to those minor aliens that spoke in colors. And we found him at the tavern that you guys at first were very quickly rebuffed from, and in exchange for medical treatment, got him to agree to translate for us with those aliens that we couldn't communicate with, so that we could get. I think what we had decided based on some intel with Talmarin is that our best bet to break into the prison was to get information on the ships that were going to be allowed in, like as a part of their regular shipping stuff, and then we were basically going to replace that ship in line, like knock them out of commission by some means and replace them in line as our means of getting into the prison.
Okay, here's a moral question. What do we do with the crew?
That's a great question.
Which crew? Like the prison crew?
Well, what kind of ship are we going to go after and disable?
I don't think it's a ship. It's on a planet, isn't it, Go? I guess I never asked.
Well, if I understood correctly, Tomrin's suggestion was that there are several ships on a regular transit schedule that are allowed in and out of that prison, and we haven't discussed by exactly what mechanic we would prevent one of those ships from being in their normal slot, but what we are as far into the plan as having determined that we need to get information on that shipping schedule and figure out how to replace them. So I don't think we necessarily need to do untoward things to the crew of any shipping vessel, but I do think we might need to at least temporarily disable one. I don't know.
And then, so you guys had that
Okay,
discussion.
So I have questions.
So you guys did have that discussion. Definitely there will be some time for questions, but we're missing one last detail of the recap.
Oh, that's right. we were on our way somewhere, and Gog the bounty hunter popped out. I think he had a pretty epic entrance. I don't remember what it was. Did he like blow something up? Kick down a...
So you guys were in the cantina, having just secured the spell gem that has a chair. The Rikrichi guy, translator guy, was wanting, right? When several alarms started going off and people started scurrying, the place started clearing out, if possible, almost quicker than when the Draleks attacked you guys in the hallway upon first arriving, with people shouting, "Bounty hunter, bounty hunter," and then with
those bastards.
With music playing and smoke rolling in, the doors to the promenade opened up. You guys could see this from inside the cantina, to this group of dwarves. It opens up to this group of dwarves, right? Smoke rolling, almost like chest deep on these guys, because it's like knee high to a grasshopper, right? But they're all dwarves. And so the one in front is holding a pretty large weapon of some kind, but it's got some sort of weird hopper on top of it. And he's got a mullet, and his sunglasses are like really dark, and his stationwear suit is like unbuttoned halfway down to his slightly over large stomach. Beside him stands, this very buxom, also mulleted wife, and then there are a couple other dwarves behind them, and then there's like a whole group of dwarves that are filming this and following him. And when these doors open, he shouts, "Gog the bounty hunter is here, and I'm looking for you." And then steps onto the promenade as people are like running left and right, and him and his compatriots are laughing a little bit as they're pointing their weapons at like these fleeing station people and firing blasts off at them. You guys hear like shrieks as some of these make contact. What do you guys do?
What about me inside the ship?
You're inside the ship. What are you doing inside the ship, James? What about you inside the ship? You working in the tech bay?
I think so. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm working on. Probably my own suit of armor.
Nice. There you go. You guys got UPVs and stuff. You can build that stuff.
I forgot we had extra ones. Alright.
I think. Yeah. So yeah, you guys can use the tech bay to like synthesize things and whatnot. So that's Ren's, Goba, Hanno. You guys are all in the cantina here. What are you guys doing?
And I'm sorry, from where we are, where is Gog and his associates again?
Yeah, give me a second here, and I'll put them on this business. This interface is a little different than the other stuff. Oh, there it is.
And where am I?
Where are you? I'm really trying to figure that out. Did you attend last session or not?
No, I was gone.
Cool, you're on the ship with James.
Oh, hey.
This is me, Goba, and...
You and Goba. Looking Glass scurried down a pipe. So either James or Ren's You guys can roll me a d4 real quick, one of you two.
Go for it. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Okay. So they're all like kind of crowded near the door to the promenade. Is where they're at.
Got it. I mean, I think in a move that might seem a little erratic, but is more overly cautious than anything else, I'm probably immediately going to do my
Do you what?
sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. I think I'm probably gonna immediately take aim at Gog and do my trick attack because, from the conversations that we had with Talmrin last session, like I don't know, a bounty hunter shows up and starts screaming about looking for someone. I'm pretty sure that someone is me. Like I can't help but jump to that conclusion in these circumstances.
Okay. You'll have to move definitely a lot closer to the door, but you within your move speed you can Gog is the one that's a little differently
Gotcha.
colored
How much closer?
than the others. So you can see where you're at, right? Visibility would come from center mass is where it's measured from of the token. So you need to get somewhere where they're going to be visible through that door on the eastern side of the cantina in order to fire a shot. You could fire at like one of the other bounty hunters. You couldn't hit Gog from where you're at. There's no visibility there, I don't think.
Got it.
But so if you're gonna move to do if your response is moving to do hostile action, then everybody roll initiative, including James and Renz.
I could move this direction to continue to have like partial cover, perhaps, and get visibility on Gog. Am I understanding the where the room is correct, or where we're positioned in the room with respect to him correctly?
No, I don't know where you think Gog is, buddy.
Sorry, I thought the door to the promenade was the thing. Right. I thought this was the door to the promenade.
Here, I'll help you.
Okay. Thank you.
You see that circle, and there's people inside of it? Those are the bad guys.
Oh, I see. So they literally have no idea where we are yet. They're just like, okay.
Wouldn't bad guys be more like a point of view statement?
I consider these guys very good, in my opinion.
They do have
These guys-
fans. It sounded like. At least cameras.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you need to get to know them. Why don't you roll initiative there, Goba? And we'll see where you land in initiative order, and then we will address. Renz, roll initiative. Man, it's like herding cats tonight, getting everybody to roll initiative even. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Great.
Hey. Goba, roll initiative.
So Renzo, you're in the head. Got it.
There we
Oh.
go.
Critical cards?
Yeah, well, I got them. Don't you worry about those. We're coming up. Okay, so the first person. Why does this say round 4? That's kind of depressing, but anyway. Gog like runs into this room, right? This promenade, and he seems to be firing pretty much indiscriminately with this assault rifle thing that's got this hopper on it, right? And it's making loud bursts. Goba, you notice that the people it's hitting are like screaming and running off, but they're not, like, nobody's dropping. It's your turn. There we go. So you are up. Do that trick attack you dream about doing. Right? She's kind of... Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and hope we roll some crits here. 27. That'll hit with the trick attack, yeah. Okay, there we go. 22 versus KC. Yeah, that hits. That semi-auto pistol hits. Almost had a crit there. Unfortunately, we didn't. Go ahead and roll that damage and that sneak attack damage. Man, I really want to bust these cards out, too. Gonna roll me some damage there, Goma. Oh boy. You're sickened. I wondered why I was given a -2 to everything.
Yeah, I forgot. I got some of that. We when we were fighting those creatures that had infested the Rikichi's quarters. One of them exploded, and some of that body sewage got in my mouth.
You haven't been to see the captain yet? What are you
It literally
thinking?
just happened.
Say body sewage?
It was unpleasant, and it literally just happened.
Okay, so that would be... It looks like that would have worn off by now. So then roll your trick attack damage as well, right? Because that trick attack hit. So that'd be 4 damage plus whatever your trick attack damage is.
Looks like 1d4 additional. Wait,
Sounds right.
I'm trying to read this again. If you succeed at the check, you deal 1d4 additional damage. Oh, and the target is flat-footed.
It's
So
actually
dog is flat-footed.
1d8 for you at 3rd level.
Oh, okay, cool.
So roll a d8. Your trick attack damage literally does more damage than your weapon. Potentially. And then they are flat-footed. Nice.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't feel like I have a great picture of the dice in terms of my screen size. Can somebody help me out? How many in from which side on it?
From right, it's the 3rd one. It goes 4, 6, 8, 12, right? No, 10, 12, 20. There we go, another 4 damage. God gets hit and turns and says, "What the hell?" and fires a blast in your direction, Goba.
Sorry, I missed it. What do you say?
Oh, he said, "What the hell?" and then shot at you. James and Renz. So it says round 4 in my little turn tracker. And that's an important number because I had Renz roll a d4 at the beginning of all of this. So you guys begin. You guys get out of the ship and are beginning to run down the hallway, but there are people, so many people clearing out from the cantina that it'll take you several times longer than it normally would to get there. These guys are going to have to hold it down for a round or two. Number one.
Can I try and do something though?
What would you like to do?
Discharge an assault rifle.
In the hallway?
Got to get rid of the crowd.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check. I like it. We'll say it's like a 10. He's firing an assault rifle off. So, I mean, we could even say DC 8. Yeah. We'll say DC 8. It's a bunch of station people. Okay. So, a lot of these people scatter, making your way a little easier.
That's gonna spook someone.
Yeah, it would be really fucking great if Discord would just function like the VoIP program it's supposed to and not make me bring it to the forefront every time I want to talk. It's very frustrating trying to not have VoIP issues doing this.
Oh. Double check if it's running as admin.
It is. It is.
I haven't had an issue until that.
James, you fire a blast off, and it seems to scare at least some of these people out of the way, and your way to get there will be easier. I'll give you. You've gained an additional round, so rather than 4 rounds, you'll get there at the top of 3 rounds from now, round 7. Bounty
4 rounds, let's
Hunter
go.
1. You'll have a turn down there. You're following him, though, at your speed.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
5, 10, 15, 20, steps into the room, looking around. This one has a tack lash in his hands, as well as a small pistol, again with a weird hopper on the top of it, right? And he looks around, spots Goba kind of ducking behind this wall, and shouts at Gog, "Found him! He's over here!" And the other 2 bounty hunters seem to perk up at this as well and begin moving in your direction. He fires Goba at you. I'll give you some cover for hiding behind a door.
I'm sorry, the 2 of them start moving towards whose direction?
Goba. They will on their
Ours.
turns. They were talking at Goba, so that's why I was saying him. So this blast goes wide, right? Almost hits Hanno as she's standing at kind of towards the back of this room. And you fight the urge to sneeze as you smell pepper, Hanno. It's your turn. What do you do?
I will run up to the other side of the doorway. Does it give me some cover against Gog, but not Bounty Hunter 1, or...
Sure. You'll get some cover for hiding behind a doorway. Depending
Okay.
upon where, as long, reasonable cover. I'm a
Cool.
reasonable man,
Uh,
I think.
I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna try demoralizing Gog. I'm gonna yell. How big is he? Like, is he... I picture, like, short dwarfy, but stocky. Or is
Yeah. Yeah, he's like 3.5 feet tall, maybe. With a mullet almost down to the ground. It's pretty great.
he... I'm gonna yell, "You started shooting first! What are you doing here? Little... man?"
Dwarf?
So, okay. Little dwarf.
Or something.
I'm still learning the insults, guys. Okay, so demoralize,
Joe Dirt's
standard
lost,
action,
brother.
intimidate, check.
I guess calling him a man would probably be offensive to him.
And it's
What's
against... It's against their what?
Their total in 10 plus total intimidate skill bonus, or 15 plus 1.5.
Whichever is greater. Huh.
If I succeed.
That almost didn't make it. But it succeeds, so they're shaken for 1 round? Gog is shaken?
Yes. Or plus 1 round for every 5. I exceed by, but it doesn't sound like.
Nice, 2 rounds. Maybe 2 rounds. Cool. So that brings us to number 3, I think. Number 3 moves into the room. Camera crew following, oh, of course, very tightly. And they step up, and he looks over and he says, "What's wrong, boss?" And then he turns towards Goba and he says, "We got him. We'll get him this time by Torag." And he fires this blast off, hitting you, Goba. And just like Hanno there, he fights the urge to sneeze as this ball hits your armor and explodes, dealing 5 non-lethal damage. Number 2 runs into the room and shakes. This is the female dwarf. Runs into the room and like begins shaking Gog and says, "By Torag, snap out of it, you piece of shit!" And then she slaps him.
So who's
and-
Torek? Their producer?
We'll have to ask them. So do we know at this point that these rounds are non-lethal?
Goba probably could tell because he got hit by one and it didn't pierce the skin. They seem like they're firing like, there's no fire on the ends and the guns look different, so you could probably tell there's something odd going on. Renz, you're running down the hallway with James. What are you doing?
I'm gonna nod in approval to his gunshots to clear the way. And do we have any communication with those that are then engaged right now? Like through our
Yeah, we have
units
comm
or-
units. I've been chatting. I'll
talking
be.
to me?
Yeah, well, that was over the comms unit. If we chat, everybody hears it on the comms. Right?
If you want, that's your guys' part of the story.
Okay, open channel. I will say, guys, these guys have pepper rounds or something. Be careful, but I don't. And they've got a camera crew. Something weird is going.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do know that I will kill him not to go back to jail, though. So that will be for them to figure.
Well, I was just gonna say over the comms unit to keep holding them off, guys. We're gonna be there in just a moment.
I love it. Great RP there. That was pretty good.
That's all I can do, right?
Yeah.
Keep moving on.
That's some
Hey,
good
just think,
captain
guys, if we
shit
kill
there.
Him, it'll be caught on camera.
All right, Gog is shaken. They can still do stuff. It's just about a -2 across the board. So, okay, that's right. So Gog moves and turns and says, "Thanks, Beth." And then he steps up and he kind of like flexes his arm, like rolls his shoulders back as he's kind of staring you down, Goba. And he says, "Goba."
I'm looking it up.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just narrating for a while and Discord was being a shit.
It's just this channel.
You're right. It is. All of you guys are in my other Discord, right? Because it doesn't happen in my other Discord, correct? I think each of you is part of that. Yes. Everybody jump into the D&D channel in my private Discord for me. Let's see if this happens in that one.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, maybe it's something weird with that Discord, and we'll see if it's... Anyway, I'm gonna stop. We're gonna move on. So he rolls his... he steps up, and he rolls his shoulders, right? And he looks at Goba, and he says, "Goba, brother, you could come to Torag's light. You just need to do your time, brother." And he fires this assault rifle in your direction. Hits you. Let me make... Yeah, there was the -2. Okay. Dealing 11 damage. So this looks like it breaks your stamina. So then you get hit like in the face. Son of a bitch.
Then it's Discord in general.
Yep. Okay. So you get hit in the face with these pepper balls. And this time like it's kind of like getting in your eyes and bothering you, right? And he laughs.
And push the talk key maybe?
God damn it, it stopped again. Give me just one moment, guys, okay? Stand by, ladies and gents, we'll be right back.
So, Ross, did you name this guy Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Was it just because it's similar to Dog?
He can't say so. That would be copyright infringement.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is your fantasy?
What?
You're still in the channel, though. You're keyed up in the channel. Oh, okay.
What is going
Joel.
on?
I'm confused.
And you cut. Okay.
Compatibility for Windows 98?
That was good.
Yeah, great.
Fantastic.
Can we talk about move economy for a second? Guarded step is how I would like try to withdraw to regroup, correct?
Well, there's what, guard step and withdraw, right? Am I crazy?
No.
Guarded step, I think, is a 5-foot step back. Are you starting the stream again? Yeah, you're welcome.
I was gonna do some stuff with Discord, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. Anyway. Okay, there's the move action economy. So these are the things that are a couple different things that are move actions. It doesn't look like. So guarded step, yeah, 5 feet is a move action. Withdraw, though, is a full action. Withdrawing from melee combat is a full action. When you withdraw, you can actually move up to double your speed, and the square you start out in isn't considered threatened, so enemies don't get to make attacks of opportunities.
That's the key right there.
If during the process of withdrawing, you move out of the threatened square, other than the one in which you started, So if you move like past another enemy, they can make an attack of opportunity. Just that first one. So it depends upon how far Gobo wants to run, really is the question.
Get to a vent. Start crawling through the ducts.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking. I'd like to get far enough away that I can then heal myself up a little bit, because I'm really not useful to this fight anymore in this condition. So, if I understood everything you were telling me correctly, I could start to move backward. And the diagonal squares, it's 5 feet, and then the second one is 10, and it alternates in that fashion?
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. All right. Man, my overlay is broken. I
Sorry,
really
just trying
need
to do a
to
little
just...
quick math here.
You know what? Make it not look too terrible tonight. I think we can do that.
What's your move speed?
If it's twice twice my typical speed, it would be 60. And if I have my path calculated correctly, which is diagonal to here, then over and up here, I think that I can go back here in my withdrawal move. I think
Okay.
that's 60 feet.
Sounds good to me.
And then that's all I can do this round, right?
Yeah, that's a full action. So that's your full action economy to do that.
I call over my shoulder as I withdraw. One of us is going to die if the end outcome is sending me back to jail, brother.
Hanno, you're up.
So I'm gonna
Wait.
draw. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is Gobu getting cocky right there?
I think he's a
I think
little
more desperate.
traumatized, Captain, from when that time that we put him back in hand.
Oh, makes sense.
All right, I'm
Guys,
gonna.
I don't want to go back to jail.
Don't worry, go, but we got you. You aren't
Sure,
going
sure.
anywhere.
Well, let's see.
I'll draw out my pulse caster rifle and I will point it at Bounty Hunter 1 and say, "Listen, dwarf, you are outnumbered or outgunned and outnumbered." I'm gonna say that. We've got friends on the way. You just stand down. You aren't taking Goba anyway. I don't know what action that is. I'm looking through actions and I'm trying to convince them to stand. Diplomacy?
You really need to work on that verbiage. You know that, right?
It would be diplomacy or intimidate. That sounded more intimidate than diplomacy to me.
Okay, I'm gonna do intimidate with my extra. Which I believe is a D4.
Got that nat 20 though.
I think it's a D4. I'm just saying.
Nice. For a total of 30. You just had to roll that other two in
did.
there to get that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you see a look of
Is that the bear modifier?
right. You see a look of kind of a little bit of confusion across his face and maybe a slight bit of worry. James, it's your turn.
Still working my way through the crowd, aren't I?
You are. You're a lot closer than you thought you'd be by now, though.
Not on the map yet, however, right?
No. Top of next round, I'd say. You guys are getting pretty close. I was gonna make you do 4 rounds. With that rifle, I'll give you guys 2. That brings us to number 2. The female one runs up and whispers something to Gog. And then fires her weapon into this room at Hanno. Misses. And Renz, you're still running with James, right?
Yep. Let's pick up the pace, James.
Pick up that pace. Love that.
What
That's
do you want
good
me to
shit.
do? I cleared the path last time. It's your turn.
Hey Django, how you doing today, man? Thank you so much for coming by. Goba, it's your turn. You're feeling so like right now. You know, you're not bleeding or anything, but you're like almost blinded. You're having trouble breathing. You're just crying from these pepper balls that have been hitting you in the face.
I don't know if I have if I'm going to pass the DC check on this, but I think I'd like to apply first aid to myself. But I mean, does that? I'm reading through this and I'm actually questioning now how much that helps me in this situation.
Not much at all, unless you have a healing serum.
Yeah, I was looking at my inventory. I don't think that I do.
Yeah, first aid doesn't do nothing for you.
Okay.
I mean, cause it's a 15. It just that'd keep you from dying or bleeding.
Got it, and I'm not quite there yet, I guess. Okay, well,
Not quite. All right. So this camera drone that has been following you guys around for a while, fires 2 darts in your direction, Goba. So it heals you for 4, 6, 8. Ah, man. 8 hit points. And you get another... you feel quite energized, right? So you have an action surge. So you have a total of 9 HP now. And you can perform 2 actions.
wait, the camera drone just fucking healed me? What the hell?
Our camera.
Oh,
Not
ours.
Somebody in Twitch is being nice to you, Goba.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm
Thank you.
watching you.
I misunderstood. I thought you were
Wrecky.
saying, like, the bounty hunters' cameras did so.
No.
Battle of the cameras.
So, I think the first thing I'm going to do is
All right.
take a shot with my Diasporan rifle at bounty hunter number 1.
Okay. Your patron says it was a get out of jail free card because once you've been to prison, you know. So go ahead and fire that rifle. Oh, that's a terrible, terrible miss. But you get a second attack. So go ahead and fire again. See if that second shot might hit. Hey, it did something, and what that is allow me to draw a card. So I don't know. Did we talked about this last turn? James wasn't here, so we'll just reiterate. We have critical hit and critical miss cards now.
Nice.
What I'm going to do is draw 4 cards, and I'm going to read them out to my
Sorry, cut out.
son of a bitch. Did I? Oh, even the Phantom Discord kills me. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna have a stroke before the end of this. I swear to God, I will.
Try more Scotch salad. That should help.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, roll me a d4. Goba. We got a couple cards here. We're going to draw 4 of them. 1,
Sorry, me?
2, 3, 4. Yep, you. I got to draw one of these cards for your fumble. Goba, your fumble. It's going to be epic. Number 2.
Oh God.
With an energy pistol. Oh, nice. So that's a diasporan rifle. So you fire this off, and for some reason, like the muzzle kind of explodes a little bit, and you get some backfire onto yourself. The way this reads is uncontrolled burst. Apply your weapon's critical hit effect, if any, to yourself. Does it have a critical hit effect? It does not. So, see? Nothing bad even happened. This is disappointing. Okay, cool. Moving on.
Are you wanting bad shit to happen?
Well, yeah, of course.
I feel like being attacked by 4 bounty hunters is probably already pretty bad.
Gog shouts, "We're not attacking you, we're attempting to detain you." Hanno, you're up.
I'm gonna
Super
yell,
not interested in that distinction, guy.
stay strong, Goba. You're not going anywhere. And I will inspiring boost to restore him some stamina.
Oh,
Trying to remember how that works. Did that work? No. Damn it, I wasn't targeting.
nice. You heal Gog, huh?
No. You take that back. I thought it was plus my...
Right.
What's that, James?
Did that happen because you had targeted Gob?
Yeah.
If
But I
you go to your
swear I
abilities
fixed it.
section of your character sheet, you can open up the thing and you can read it and tell how much you're able to provide.
Oh, is he 30 feet from me? No. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna fall back behind the cantina things and I need more. You said you could extend Fantasy Grounds across multiple screens, right?
Yeah.
How do I do this? I keep losing stuff.
You gotta right click and make the window small and then manually change the size.
Okay. Equal to maximum twice my envoy level plus my charisma. 6 plus 2.
Man, I am tired today.
So he gets
how
I'm
how
gonna
are all
fix
you
that.
guys doing tonight? Twice your envoy level?
That's what it says. Does that work?
I wish, man. I wish. Yeah, looks like it did. Cool. Yeah, that worked.
Add +2 to your stamina. Go back.
I said it.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Stormblood, for the 4-month sub. That's pretty nuts. I think that means this is 4 months from my first affiliate stream, so thank you so much for your support. Thanks for checking in, man. All right, Bounty Hunter number 1. Laughs and Eames their pepperball gun at Hanno and says, "We're not leaving until we get what we came for. Now stay out of our way, bear." And misses. Number 3 runs up and says, "Just give yourself up, Gossclaw. It wouldn't be that hard." Fires at Hanno. Misses.
How do you miss something that big and furry?
I'm good at crouching.
I have so many questions now.
What? I can walk on all fours.
So Gog shouts and says, "Look, I don't want this to have to get too violent, so just turn yourself in. Don't make me seriously injure one of you. Toreg wouldn't like that." And fires into the room at Goba.
And out of character here. So, as me and James are running through, do we know anything about Gog yet?
You could probably... I mean, you probably know... like, maybe there's an open channel that you guys have? I don't know. Or are you talking about, like, just in general? Like, do you know about this guy?
Any specifics, like the name he's mentioning, the fucking, like what he's actually looking for, anything about the current situation? Or are we just hauling ass to get there?
You guys have probably, I mean, maybe been hearing a little bit of what they've said through the comms. But, yeah, there's probably not a ton of info that you do have on Gog. Goba might be familiar with who Gog is. His wife steps into the room, fires this pistol off in Hanover's direction. Ren's, you're a mystic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me a religion check. Something in what he said kind of sparked your thoughts churning here. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. Okay. So he keeps referring to a god. You're not entirely familiar with the god because it's a dwarven god, but you do recall Toreg is a long, old god that is almost forgotten in these times. James, you still running down the hallway? You're almost there.
Yes, I am.
Before my turn's over, can I ask Goba for any intel on Gog over the comm?
Sure. Sure you can. Sure you can.
Goba, do you know any information about this Gog here? We're almost there.
Not much other than that he's a bounty hunter that apparently thinks he has some divine right to send me back to prison. I haven't interacted with him yet, to my knowledge.
Gog is a famous bounty hunter across the Azlani Empire. He's one of the
so
most...
This is knowledge that I would have, like
Yeah.
cultural knowledge I would have.
Yeah, one of the most popular television shows is Gog hunting down enemies of the Empire.
So if that's the case, I guess I would amend it to say, this asshole has a TV show and thinks that he's going to earn some ratings by sending me back to prison. I think he's going to earn some ratings by getting his head blown off if he's not careful.
Hey, Renz, you got any grenades?
I don't.
Oh god. They're busting out the explosives, guys. Oh man. Okay.
That just reminded me that I do.
So that brings us to Gog. He shouts, "By Torag's light, for your very soul, Goba, turn yourself in!" And again, fires a spray of pepper balls like indiscriminately into this room. So odds will be Goba. And so he fires these pepper balls flying in your direction, Goba. Again, you get hit with a couple of them, dropping you to the ground, right? You're unconscious. You're not dying. But you are unconscious.
Oh.
Perfect. Hanno, you're up.
Alright, you've done pissed Handlebear off. I will stand up and roar and... That was Gog that shot him. I will fire.
Okay.
I don't have him targeted. Shit. I'm bad at life.
23 hits.
Please fix Goba.
Just healing Gog and firing at Goba.
There you go. So you hit Goba with this deal. We don't retcon. We just discussed this shit. I don't retcon.
on.
No, I'm just kidding.
She's been a double agent this whole time.
Oh, I'm pretty sick, but I'm not that sick, right?
Somebody get that bear some glasses.
Right? Do you want me to roll again?
No, it's a hit. 23's a hit.
Oh, okay.
The die's the die, no matter who you say it's going to, right? You rolled a 23. You could say you're firing at Torag if you want. Dealing 4 damage to Gog. Gog seems like this is just another day in the woods. He's completely unfazed so far. You do anything else?
Nope, that is all I got. I say, well, no, comms on comms. I'll say, Captain, Goba's dead.
So Gog shouts, "Get him! Get him, boys!" And Bounty Hunter 1 and 3 run into this room. They both rush at speed. So they use their full turns to move to Goba. It's Bounty Hunter 2 and 3. Goba, it's your turn. You're unconscious. You don't have to use any resolve points if you don't want to on your turn because you're not dying, so those rules don't come into play. But you do have the ability, because you're stable and you're just beaten unconscious from non-lethal damage, you can use a resolve point to gain a hit point and become conscious. Oh,
Yeah.
Raki. I will give that next turn. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So
Oh,
that's hitting this
there we
resolve button,
Okay.
which is the furthest left on the bottom right-hand corner of the sheet, the main tab of the sheet, right?
Somebody who dies is gonna have to... Yeah. It's the furthest right on the bottom right. That's what you want. Oh, come on. You're stable, you're just unconscious. There. Now you can try it. God damn it. Okay, so I'll manually apply this 1 HP to you and manually subtract that resolve point. Because it wants to give me problems. There you go.
Sweet, thank you. And so now I'm awake, but that's the entirety of my turn. Do I understand that correctly?
Correct. So do you open your eyes, or are they closed?
I think I will keep them closed. That seems like it could be tactically useful.
I can't see you. You can't see me.
James. You guys turn down the hallway to enter the promenade. So you're on the map. And it's your turn. What are you doing? You can see clearly now. The rain is
I'm
gone.
still out of range for my weapons, so
But you can move.
yeah, I can.
Yeah, you've got your full turn when you're here. How does that go? There are no obstacles in my way. Something else. That's my singing for you.
All right. Turn on my combat tracking now, and that'll have to be the end of my turn for now.
Okay. The female steps forward. Actually, the female, she steps forward into the room and says, "Come on! Bring him into custody!" And turns and attempts some suppressing fire on y'all. Let's look that up. We haven't done that in a while, right, guys? I thought it might be fun to try something different here.
Yeah, I don't think not since the electric freaking monkeys. You know, when everybody abandoned me.
Where's the harrying fire? There we go. Pulling it up. Combat maneuvers. Right?
Abandon you. Did you fall off the pole?
No, before that we were tracking through the swamp, and I went prone, aiming for the guy in the middle, the electric monkey in the middle, and all you clowns saw Goba and went to the left. Don't laugh.
Alright, they fail. Renser, you're up.
So if I do a mysticism check on, like, if I know something about Toreg, what kind of move does that consume? I couldn't find anything.
I always rule, so if you guys want to know about, like, if you guys want to do a check like that, I think that's a free action. Same as if you want to identify an enemy, like, figure out more about him,
Okay.
that's a free action, right? It'd be a religion check, is all.
I'm gonna see if I know anything more about Toreg.
Very honorable. Like, he's kind of the dwarves used to believe he was like the father of creation, right? Very lawful, good god, leaned towards honor, believed in like well-made steel. You know, your general dwarven god. You realize, you remember the reason why it took a while for you to recall is Toreg hasn't been seen or heard from since sometime during the gap. His
Do
brother,
I know why he disappeared in the gap?
nobody knows why. His brother won't speak about it, but his brother does. Like, so a lot of Toreg's worshippers have turned to worship his brother.
Do I know the rumors as to why he disappeared?
You would probably have to think harder about rumors.
Okay, gotcha.
Why would a god disappear?
Okay, so
Uh,
I'm gonna use
During a gap. Oh boy, let's improv that, guys.
telepathic message. Is that what it is? Yeah, telepathic message.
Oh, there we go.
Um,
Supposedly to stand guard over Galarian.
on Gog, and use a commanding voice and go, "This is Toreg. Goba is not worth your time."
He didn't move.
I know.
Okay.
Interesting. Roll a bluff check before your turn ended there. Sparky?
What's that?
Renser, roll a bluff check on that telepathic message for me. Thank you. Hanno.
I can't just let them take Goba. How about another new one? What's charge? I think I get a charge thing. Ferocious charge.
You go, Mama Bear.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and trip one, I guess.
Okay.
That's what it says. You can
Yeah.
attempt a trip combat maneuver. Not sure what that is, but I'm gonna barrel into Bounty Hunter.
So like you run basically and leap and just dive at this bounty hunter with a roar. So you would just make an attack roll, which is against their KAC +8 with no charge penalty because you have ferocious charge. That doesn't make it. So you run into him, but he's like he managed to hold his ground. He looked like he was kind of prepared for this. Unfortunately,
It says it hit.
it does. So she had him targeted, and that does hit the KAC. But to do a trip, it's a combat maneuver, which is against KAC +8.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was almost though, and so it's not impossible actually. If it was,
Do my claws give me any benefit?
do your claws give you benefit?
Charge.
I'm sure that your claws would give you really good benefit on like attacking people with them.
Oh, but this is a combat maneuver.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Do you do anything else on your turn? Is a charge a full
Nope.
action? Okay.
That's a good question again. We're learning lots.
I thought I dropped something, but I guess I didn't. I don't know. Who knows? How is everybody doing? Why don't we get a raid
Charge
going? We've
is
got
a
a
full
few
action.
people. Let's raid. Let's see what's going on. I'll do it for 500. See if we can kill a dragon, guys.
I can draw a weapon during my charge attack, so I'll drop my pulse caster, I guess, and draw my claw.
Okay, let's do it. James, it's your turn. You're up. I figured I'd get some of you
Me? Okay.
to pipe up there for us.
Out of character, real quick. Where is their camera drone?
They've got
indicate that on the
several.
map, please?
They've got several like flying around. You tell me wherever you want it to be. If there's one you like want to shoot at or something,
I
They-
have a specific skill I wanted to attempt.
they've got 3 or 4 of them. So I can just put some dots on the map for you. There's
The
one.
only one I'd see right now would be any of them near GOG. So right on, cool.
There, I learned how to draw arrows tonight. Oh, I
For
died.
next time, attacking on a charge. After moving, you can make a single melee. You take a -2 penalty to the attack roll. So I would have been able to do that without the penalty.
Yeah, Yeah.
Cool.
And then you can also choose to do the trip rather than the melee.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so James, you're up. There is a drone there that's looks kind of close to you
Renz,
guys.
you're really moving far back there. I'm gonna try a feat called Amplified Glitch.
Amplified glitch. Cool beans.
It's a standard action, and I wirelessly introduce a fast-acting virus into a nearby technology, i.e., camera behind GOG. And it basically malfunctions in a loud and surprising way. The end result is that, let's see, where is it again?
You can use it on one target per character level, no two of which can be more than 30 feet apart. And then you roll a computer's check.
Right.
And the DC is 15 plus 1 per target plus 1.5 the CR of the highest CR target.
Okay, and I want to choose this camera.
The one closest to you, or
No, the one closest to GOG.
okay. And then, are you targeting the two GOG and the female dwarf, or just GOG?
Can I see the female dwarf?
Probably not from that side of the hallway.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Just GOG is all I'd be able to see.
Okay.
So computer check.
So the DC on that,
What do you think?
is 22. Go ahead and roll.
Damn.
So you're trying this out, right? For the first time, you're using your exocortex to wirelessly hack something, and it works. You get into this camera drone.
This is
and
the first time trying this action, yeah.
Yeah, and so it works, right? You for a moment you see through the eye of this camera drone, and then it just goes to static, and then back from your body, you see this drone kind of fizzle and just drop to the floor. So you got in, just not quite enough to get the reaction you were looking for, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Now, does the camera drone dropping behind him do anything to him?
No,
As
it
far as
doesn't.
reaction?
He seems focused on his prey inside.
Got it.
Do you move or do anything with your move?
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Okay. Man, I never removed the shaken condition from GOG, you guys. He's been missing a couple times, and I'm really sorry about that. I've also had him flat-footed the whole fight. I'm fixing that now, dudes. Number 2 is the one with GOG. So, number 2 says, "Get off of my brother!" and fires her pistol in Hanno's direction. Misses. Number 1 bends down and begins putting binder cuffs on you, Goba. Goba, you haven't opened your eyes yet, but you're conscious and you would feel them moving. Do you resist that? Or do you... I'm asking because if you don't resist, they're just going to binder cuff you. If you do, then they've got to try and roll a check to see if they can.
Yeah, this is definitely the point at which I would actively resist.
Okay, so they will attempt to grapple you. which I think... it is... Okay. Oh, it's just a combat maneuver, so it is an attack as well. Let me roll that. Where is that? Just drop that in chat. What's your KAC? Goba?
13.
13? Okay, so he begins moving your arms and you resist for several moments. He manages to get one of these binder cuffs on, but the other one he's unable to get on you. Now it is your turn next. So you're grappled, but you're not pinned. Like if you do a good enough grapple, you pin the enemy, and that would have been like the condition that gets you. Well, maybe it's 13. Oh no, he got both binder cuffs on you. Okay, so it's your turn. You're conscious and grappled, but you can try to escape. Your hands are cuffed together, though.
So, can you explain to me the mechanic of trying to escape then?
It would be like an acrobatics check. You'd like trying to wriggle away to get free, basically.
Cool, that's what I'm gonna do.
It doesn't say like what it is to break free, what the DC is. Let me look that up while you roll that. Probably is going to break it, right? Give me 1 second. When you're grappled, the DC to break is going to be equal to CMB. Okay. So I gotta find... That's a stat that nobody ever uses. Do you guys know your CMB?
I don't know.
It doesn't even display it on the sheet. Because it's used to calculate so many other things. Okay, so this breaks the grapple. So here's what I'd say happens. Like, you didn't quite get the second one cuffed down. Okay? And so you manage to break one of your arms free and like smack him with the other binder cuff, so he's kind of startled and stands up, right? He knows you're awake now. But you are not grappled. Rensor, you're... Go ahead, sorry.
So I'm not grappled. Just to understand, am I still prone on the ground? And is that something I'm going to have to deal with?
I think that it doesn't say what economy it uses to break free. Do you guys think breaking free from a grapple is a standard, a move, or a full action?
Standard.
So you would still have your move, Goba, if you wanted.
Which I could use to stand.
Yes.
That's what I'll do.
Okay. Perfect. Cool beans, guys. He might be brought to Torag's light yet, though. Rensor, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to move up here, and while I'm doing that, I'm also going to try to recall more information about Torag and the rumors residing around them. That's nothing.
Okay, you want to determine that. That's cool. So, Gog turns, seeing these two new combatants enter the field, and says, "This isn't any of your business, Kasatha. You're a long way from home." And then he kind of glances in there. And his eyes widen as he sees Goba is standing up again. And he whispers something to the female dwarf. And then he raises and opens fire in your direction, Rensor. Misses. Oh, no, hits. Nice. Hits. Rens, you take these pepper ball blasts like right to the chest, but luckily your suit environmental protection is keeping them from bothering you too much. You take 10 stamina damage. The number 3 is the one that's engaged with Hanno. Just almost got tackled by Hanno. And he pulls a tacklash out and he says, "This isn't any of your business, bear." And strikes out at you, Hanno, hitting you. He deals 6 damage and he says, "Just back off. Nobody else needs to get hurt." Top of the next round. Goba, you are up. What are you doing? I believe in you.
I am going to full attack Bounty Hunter 1 here with my with one of my semi-auto pistols.
You will take they'll be able to do an attack of opportunity because you're firing a ranged weapon.
That's right.
Remember, you can trick attack with your survival knife.
Yeah, that's a better idea. That's what I'm gonna do.
And I don't, if I ever say something like that and you want to fire your guys' weapons and stuff, I just want to make sure and remind you of, consequences, because we are still learning the rule set.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because I had not considered the attack of opportunity that comes with firing a melee weapon in close quarters like this.
That is not going to make it.
But I can still fire my...
Yes.
I can still attack with my survival knife.
You just don't get that extra D8. I think, yeah, you guys are level 3? You guys are only level 3? I thought you guys were level 5. Uh-oh. Roll that attack.
No, never been level 5.
Where are they at XP-wise? We should level them soon. Oh, yeah, let's level them after this one. Let's level them after this one. Well, after this session. Okay, so unfortunately, that misses. You've got a -2. What's that coming from? Because you're prone. I removed that, but I don't think a 7 is going to hit him anyway. So that does miss. Rents. Sir.
I think that -2 is coming from the sickness.
No,
Yeah,
the
it is.
sickness is gone. I removed that too. He was listed as prone.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna full move into a better position here, and that'll be my turn.
Whoa, buddy. Hold on, though. Part way through, are you able to move and not... You're not able to move and not be in at least 2 threatened spaces. So you can move to a better position, but you're going to take 2 attacks of opportunity.
I thought it would just be 1.
If you can move...
Up to the door and then down.
You would have to move
Oh,
like
never mind.
this.
I fucked up the door. That's my bad. Hang on.
If you stay on the southern part of the door, you would only take one from Gog and not the other one.
You know what? Let's just do 2. I'm
All
in a
right.
hurry.
So you run through this room. Gog has a ranged weapon. So as you move past him, he fires Rens at you. Oh! Misses! And he is named.
Wow, dog.
Nice, guys. All right, Rens, roll me that D4 for his crit fumble. 1, 2, 3, and number 4. We'll pull that up. And he is firing a KAC weapon, kinetic weapon.
Just tell me he strokes out.
Tunnel vision. Oh, man. Critical fumble. Weird. Oh, this is a weird one. You guys are going to have to remind me of this Like, anytime you interact with him for the next couple rounds. So, tunnel vision. For 3 rounds, you gain a +1 attack to attack rolls, but take a -2 penalty to AC and perception checks. So he's essentially, I can do that by just dropping flat-footed on him. He's essentially flat-footed for 3 rounds, basically, because of this, but gains a +1 to attack rolls. Nice.
Oh.
And then number 2, as you move past, whips out at you with the Tacklash Rends, striking you. Hits you in the arm, dealing 6 non-lethal damage. It is then Gog's turn. Gog turns, looks into the room, looks at Rens and James, and then leans down and whispers something again to the female, and then shouts to the 2 across the room, "Come on! This is getting more expensive than it's worth!" And he turns to move down this hall a little bit, pulling something from his pocket as he's moving. Number 3 uses their full action to withdraw and makes it to the door. And number 2 moves at their speed to follow Gog. God, I selected the drawing pointer and... there we go. Okay. Hanno, you're up. So, remaining in this room, you, Rens, Goba, wobbling on his feet with a pair of binder cuffs on, and 1 individual who's turning to run as well. What are you doing? Baboonski, Sergeant Smooth,
I want to
Drake, how are you guys doing?
And I've been trying to build it, but I can't figure out the damage because it's 1d3 damage, and there's no such...
So make it a D4 and feel special that I don't know how to do a D3. But we'll fix that when Unity comes, because you can do custom die pretty easily.
Last question, if I get to add a bonus of 1.5 my character level, it's 4.5, is it round
Round down. Unless it specifically states, you round down in Paizo products and up in Wizards products.
Okay, thanks. Let's see if this works.
Man, it's the lot of you. How are you guys doing?
Wouldn't a 1d3 be a d6 divided by 2?
I don't think you can get that complex.
You can. It's just a big... You'd have to do it manually every time. How was Hogan's Heroes? I came to check it out earlier. It looked like you guys were having fun. I was enjoying watching you while I was getting ready for this business that you see here. Nice. So you run up, you slash twice at... Or you slash at this guy, scratching him up, dealing 5 damage. Not bad on minimum damage there. It is going great, Sergeant Smooth. Much better now that you're here.
Yeah, I'm going to try and hold him there. I want to keep one of them so that we can find this Gog later.
If you want to hold somebody, you should try and grapple him. James?
I don't think I can do that after I attack. Okay.
No, you can't. James, you're up.
Full rifle attack at Gog.
Don't forget your +1. You called that you have that exocortex on him several turns ago.
I do, and I did remember.
Awesome. Possum. 14, you fire
Yes.
this assault rifle, and you miss. Alright. Number 1. Full action. Withdraws with his friend. Backing up. And as he goes to leave, like he whispers to you, Goba, and he says, "I will get you next time." and moves at his speed away. Top of the next round, Renz, you are up first. Nice. That is pretty crazy.
They're retreating, right?
Looks like it.
Okay, I'm gonna double action move over to Goba and end my turn there. And just
These guys
making
are
sure he's doing okay.
fighting Gog the Bounty Hunter, the mulleted, open-shirted dwarf who has come looking for one of the party members. Gog shouts, "Come on!" and keeps trundling along. Now, as he passes through the doorway, James, you see what he's got, and you see as number 3 moves through this doorway as well. They're pulling something out of their pocket, and they each throw them on the ground, and this kind of ball hits the ground, and then over a couple seconds, like, unfolds into this motorcycle, and Gog hops onto it, and Bounty Hunter number 3 hops onto theirs. Hanno, you're up.
Wait, did you just say he has a pocket motorcycle, pretty much?
I'm a little jealous, yeah.
Yeah.
James is still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radio James, are you all right?
I'll let you know when they all leave.
All right, I will move closer.
Swive
Still want
there
one.
is the
Still
one
want one.
speaking. Our very own Hanno Bear, former La Junta,
I have
died and resurrected
10,
into an uplifted bear.
30, 35, 40. I can get in range of this guy. I want to attack again. Can I full attack with?
Yeah, you can full attack. You can also try and grapple if you want. It's a combat maneuver.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, let's do that.
So it's a roll against their KAC plus 8. That's number 1. And it's like it's a melee attack roll.
Melee roll. Okay.
You're looking to roll a 22.
Nope.
So you dive at him, and he dodges out of the way as he's like running out of the room.
Slippery bastards.
Goba, you're up next. Binder cuff on one arm. What are you doing? Did we lose you, Goba? Or maybe you guys didn't hear me? It's Goba's turn.
Sorry, I move enough to get clear of Hanno. I want to take a parting shot with my Diasporid rifle at this asshole that told me he's gonna get me.
Okay. Maybe a roll of 20. That'd be pretty epic. Make that shot, Goba. You line up, you lean down over this like buffet table that's in front of you, and you fire at number 1. And you hit him. Not a 20, but hey, you hit him. Nice. Max damage, though. Dealing 8 damage. He grunts and takes this shot from that Diasporan tactical rifle to the back. Fire damage. Nice. James. James,
Only
you're up.
cowards get shot in the back.
Man, he's getting spily.
So I have a question. Are they too far from me as they pass me by to get an attack of opportunity?
Yes. So you can tell this by hovering over your token, and you should see a shadow around your token.
I see. Okay.
But arguably, so arguably motorcycles would take up more room, right? So, yes, if number 3 moves out of your range and you want to take an attack of opportunity when they do so, then you could attack of opportunity them. I don't like saying no.
So
I
as it
like
is,
saying
I'm gonna
yes
Go ahead and again
more.
use the
More often than not.
assault against Gog.
Okay. Ooh, 19. You fire, you hit. Most definitely hit. Dealing 5 damage. Nice. And he curses Toreg as he takes this hit. Do you do anything else?
Not except drooling over their pocket motorcycles. You know?
Right, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah. And I'll come over to them. Hey, they're both leaving. They got motorcycles, and they're gonna bug out pretty.
Number 1 goes to move away from Hanno. He's pulling something out of his pocket, and he seems kind of distracted. Hanno, do you take an attack of opportunity on him?
I guess I do.
Okay.
With my ferocious bear claws. Aww.
And they miss as he runs forward, drops this deal out of his hand, and this little pocket motorcycle explodes out. Kind of like those droids in Space Opera 4000, the ones that roll and then expand out. That's what these look like. It's pretty cool. And number 2 does this as well. And they're all mounted on these things, and they rev them, right? And it sounds like the combustion engines of old that nobody uses anymore. On his turn, Gog moves at speed down the docking ring. Bounty Hunter number 3 does as well, so you can get that parting shot off James, that attack of opportunity. Liking this. All right, so you're firing, bullets are pinging down the hallway as they're taking off. Renz?
I will move up behind Goba here and stick him with the healing syrup.
Nice. Goba, add 5 hit points to your your current hit point total. James, it's your turn.
Out of character. Did I do that right? Sorry.
Looks like it. Yeah, you did.
Thanks.
Going after number 1.
Okay. He's the worst looking out of the bunch.
Dang it.
All right. So your shots go wide as he hops on this bike, revs it up, and it makes this noise. Hanno, your turn.
Oh, that is 40 feet in a straight line. I am going to try my charge again. To Bounty Hunter 1. I'm just charging though, I'm not... well, maybe I am trying to knock him prone. Yeah.
Do it.
Trying to knock him off his pocket
Do it.
bike. Okay. Roll that deal. It's still the same DC. You're looking at a 22 to do that combat maneuver.
That's just the melee attack again, right?
Yep.
Oh, of course.
So you go to hit him, but he scoots forward on this bike, like right as you go to attack, and he screeches his tires and peels out and like swings his back end out and shoots down this hallway, following his boss. Goba? You're up.
Let's see. I guess I don't know. It seems like they're leaving, but I think I'd like to move out into the hallway and just see if I can get any, if not parting shot, at least see what's going on out there on their way out, because it's obviously pretty concerning to be hunted. I think I've gone far enough that I can't really do much else. If I understand my move economy correctly.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. That suddenly feels like a waste of a move, but we're nearing the end of the
so like in a little bit of a panic, like Goba runs out into the hallway, looks, and you run out just in time to see like this holographic smoke come out of this pocket bike, and the female dwarf tears out of here and down the docking ring as well. All right, so you guys are no longer in combat. You've driven off the bounty hunters for now. Were they looking for Goba? Yeah, they were definitely looking for Goba. We're a little... Yeah, we're about halfway through here, so let's take a quick 10-minute break, guys. Go ahead and bio, get some water, have a smoke, and we will be right back with you. As for all of you hanging out and watching, I love each and every one of you so much. But I need to take a 10-minute break as well, along with my players, stretch my legs. I'm going to get some water and whatnot. We'll be right back with you with some more Starfinder action. In the meantime, during the break, why don't you peruse our sponsor, Devon Knight, over at immortalknights.com. He provides tokens to us here at Fantasy Ground, or at Heroes Wanted, some of which I use in pretty much every single one of my games, guys. So check him out. He is phenomenal. And we'll be right back with you. Thank you so much for hanging out.
ton of time left, but There was several.
Yeah, it's been a while. There's been several tornadoes since last session.
Any that were like personally near
Well,
near
Jefferson
your
City
area?
got hit pretty bad. They're about 100 miles to the west? I'm not sure. 1 second, guys.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad no closer than that, at least.
Right? Not fun. Not a fan of the tornado action. Okay, so is everybody back with us? Better be. Time's up, right? I assume everyone's back. Cool. So we're no longer in combat. You guys are still in this station. You know, after these guys clear out, people seem to start coming out of the woodworks again. Hasted Chair comes out from his little hidey hole. What are you guys doing?
Goba, how are you feeling?
Well, you know, it's not every day you're attempted fodder for an intergalactic reality TV show, but hey, what did I expect coming back into the Zalani Empire, I guess?
We seem to be pretty popular. Maybe you just saw us on TV.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all both can be on TV.
Well, I'm sure they'll be back.
Well, hopefully we'll be together and expecting them next time.
Yeah, we should stick close from now on. James, stop messing around in the ship.
There we go. Good times there. It's one thing that's interesting that all of you guys notice is, you know, Absalom Station definitely had its fair share of crime. But the you know, they would have stuff cordoned off and be, you know, thorough investigation, whereas here, like, this just happened, and it seems like everything is almost back to normal in just the several minutes since everybody left. Chimp attack?
Well, at least we didn't cause much of a fuss, I guess.
How you doing
Quite
tonight,
odd
Eraser?
everything returning normal so quickly, though.
Yeah. I feel like there's a good chance we're still being actively watched right now.
Do you think so? Or are you just being paranoid, Goba?
I'm just being paranoid, probably. But if things went back to normal that quickly, and they had all those camera drones around, it doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility.
Hasted Chair finally comes out of his little hidey hole and approaches you guys and shakes his head. And he says, I don't understand why he always has to make such an entrance like that. Thank you so much for the host,
Come through
Eraser.
here often?
Oh, once in a while he comes through scraping this or that poor sap who's really just trying to make a living, you know. takes him back to one of them prisons, but he gets money and people seem to like him. At least his viewers. I don't really like him. Guy's kind of an asshole. And he uses the name of Torag and to behave like that.
Can you tell me anything more about Torag?
Not a lot. He seems to really push the idea of Torag, but the Emerald Throne doesn't really look too kindly upon people discussing him. It's rumored he's watching over Lost Galarian, wherever that is. And as you probably know, well, the Aslanti don't harbor no love for Galarian.
Fair enough. Appreciate the information.
Is this Glast the little guy?
No, there's a chair.
Has
The Rikrichi.
Hey, our engineer was looking for some light armor. Do you know which direction we could find? Oh, yeah, him. How's he feeling?
I'm feeling good since you guys took me to your med bay. I appreciate that. Yeah, light armor? Let's go ask the Zarb. And he begins making his way to the back of the station. And he says, "You guys needed to talk to the Glimmer Shars anyway, didn't you? That's why you got this for me." And he flicks the gem up in the air and he grabs it and he crushes it when he catches it, and when he lets go, the dust kind of floats about him and sparkles for a moment, and then he nods at the four of you and thanks each of you each of you individually in the language of your homeworld, respectively, perfectly. And then he nods and he says, "All right, let's go now." In perfect pact worlds common, and turns and begins walking towards the back of the station. Do you guys follow or go with him?
Yeah, we needed the guard schedules from these guys.
Yeah.
We wanted a shipping route information about like in and out of the prison for like supply vessels.
That's right, thank you. You were gonna hack in at some point, Goba, for the guard duty schedules. Any progress on?
Oh, that's right. So I guess I should. Is that something I can do at the ship, or is that something I should find like a computer terminal for? How do we conceptualize that kind of an information retrieval process?
Infosphere business, so those would be terminals probably here. The infosphere here is very different from the pact worlds, but Goba wouldn't really be familiar with that, so that wouldn't need to come into play, I guess. But yeah, so you're just, what exactly are you trying to look up?
Guard rosters, like maybe a gap. Best time to patrol schedules.
So you actually want to like try and get into the prison and get information, like
yeah,
via the computer system. That's going to take some time.
Hacking practice.
Yeah.
I can help. We probably want to do that somewhere private, though. Maybe back on the ship.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
If we can find somewhere to do it here, like a library or something, they'd have a harder time tracking who does. I don't know. What do you think, Captain?
That sounds good to me. You guys seem to have this under control.
I was thinking like an internet cafe. Hey, has a chair. Any Infosphere cafe?
Well, there's a couple terminals in the gambling corner. We're heading that way.
All right, cool. Lead on, faithful crab man.
He turns and he looks at you and he says, "I am a Rikuchi, not a crab man."
I'm sorry. I'm a bear.
Hey, you know what? At least she didn't call you a Zoidberg, so.
He kind of grumbles and the tentacles in front of his mouth like flap a little bit, and he makes his way through and eventually steps up to the last vendor, the farthest I guess west on the map vendor here, and again, like the same as when you guys approached this guy, it puffs up and begins bellowing at Hassachair. I'm not sure we showed you guys this. I think we did. So he begins yelling, and Hassachair waves his arms in the air, and he yells too. And after a couple minutes, the thing calms down, and then Hassachair seems to communicate with it via some like kind of low-key like grumbling and shouting.
Wait, is this the thing that can like eat anything?
Could be.
He didn't seem hostile before. We just couldn't communicate with him.
Can I slowly lean up behind Hassachair and say, "See if he has any light armor for sale"? Because this is the guy that had all the weapons and the ammo and everything.
Exactly, yeah. You guys asked for armor in the cantina, so that's why he took you there. So I'm trying to look. He after a couple minutes of pointing and kind of shouting and this guy like bringing up like several different pieces of armor that Hassachair rejects. He eventually points out two different pieces, and he says, well, he has a preserver's mantle, or he has some Kasathan microcord. I don't know how that got here.
That Kasathan looks good.
He turns and he chatters with him for a while, and he turns back and he says, "Zarb says 450.
And that's the lowest you think you might be able to get him down to, huh?
He turns and
If yes, that's fine. I understand.
he talks with him back and forth a couple times. Like eventually they escalate to shouting again, and this time like the conversation ends with Hassachair like smacking two of his claws together and roaring, and then he turns and he says 425.
Done.
So he hands you some Kasathan microcord 1. Do you want me to drop that in your inventory here,
If you would,
James?
please, yeah.
And does he have any healing serums by chance?
Yeah, I could certainly use a few of those.
There you go. In your inventory, remove that those credits
I just did.
yourself, though. Hassachair turns and he says, "No, Zarb sells weapons. He likes weapons and armor. Probably have better luck over at Half Red's."
You mind escorting us to Half Regs after this?
He shrugs and begins walking, and this time heads back towards the hallway, and takes you to Half Red. You guys have talked to Half Red quite a bit here. You remember Half Red?
Oh yeah.
Just never been able. You never been able to learn their name, or like communicate very clearly to them.
Alfred is the one that directed us to Tamrin when because that creature speaks Azlani.
They understand Islani. They can't talk it, but they like communicated via because this like orb, this kind of water that's around them. They can project like some small holographic images, and then like they can manipulate the water. And so they showed you the pattern to tap on the pipes to
Oh yeah, that's right.
to fetch her. But yeah, Half Red's sitting there. As you guys move up, they seem pretty animated as you guys approach, and you see they have 10 Mark 1 serums of healing available and 5 Mark 2 serums of healing available. No, they're priced at 50 and 425 respectively.
Oh shit. Goba, I'm gonna take 5 of those Mark 1s.
The Mark ones were 50. That's what you said.
Yeah.
I think. I think I'll do the same.
You'll take the other 5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask everyone else in the party. Does anybody need any healing serums?
I'm pretty stocked up.
James, you looking good?
I am good. I got 6.
Okay.
Okay, so Goba, subtract that 250 from your available credits. And then Chair says, you guys need anything else? Halfred's got a pretty good selection. Might be able to coax Glest back out if you're looking for any of his stuff. He's got like a couple smoke grenades. I saw he had some storage goo too. Storage goo.
Yeah, is that do you just stick an item in goop and it stores somewhere, or?
Yeah, it's a Skittermander thing. It looks like it's like a 6-inch ball of putty. Looks like chewing gum basically. And as a standard action, you can squeeze it. If it's not storing any items, it's green, right? And then it changes to blue and remains active for a minute. So while it's active, you can put up to 1 bulk of objects within it, and it doesn't change the color, or not the color. It doesn't change the shape or size.
That's fucking crazy.
So it works really good for like smuggling and stuff.
Yeah.
But it like you can only store like analog one-handed melee weapons, other simple objects. They not super complex items because it deconstructs them into light and then reconstructs them. I'd say ammo you could probably fit in there, yeah.
Did you just say we could put Hanoko in there?
What? Where are you putting me?
A
Will I
ball of
fit?
putty.
As long as she weighs under 1 bulk.
I think I'm like 1.2. Okay. I'm a bear, yo.
Yeah, you weigh like probably like 100 bulk.
Well, do we need anything else from the market, guys?
I think I'm done. I'm excited to watch Gobo. But
Does he have grenades?
Smoke grenades?
No.
Let's go take a look. And he steps over to Glest's area and pounds on it and then says something in a language that you guys don't understand. And then shouts a little more. And then eventually Glest comes out. And after they talk a little bit, Hassicher turns and says, "He's got smoke grenades. That's about it." Did the Zarb have any other grenades?
How much do you want per smoke grenade?
Well, Glest wants 60 creds per smoke grenade. I bet the Zarb has some like damage grenades if you want some of those.
Yeah, I really do.
He goes over and looks, and after like some shouting, he comes back and says, Zarb has frag grenades, but they're tier 2 frag grenades. And kind of expensive.
You know what? I want to buy 2 of Glest's smoke grenades. They might come in handy for what we have planned.
How much are the frag?
700 credits.
Nope.
Well, they're tier 2. What you got to pay for quality, right?
Yeah, but that's a lot of paying for quality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Zarb is pretty proud of his grenades, it seems like.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you for checking.
Yeah, no problem. So that's 120 credits, Goba. I thought I dropped a smoke grenade into your inventory. Maybe I didn't. Nope, I don't see it. One sec.
I just added it.
Okay, cool. Cool. So you have the 2 smoke grenades. And then has to chair. Excuse me, guys.
That's the chair. What?
Sorry. It's coughing. Hester takes you guys into the corner in where these creatures are sitting playing some sort of game. And he says, what did you guys want to know about from these guys? These aren't really the normal type of people I like to associate with, you know.
Why? I mean, they may be gambling, I think, but they don't look that dangerous.
Give me a sense motive check. See how dangerous they really do look.
Oh. Well, okay. But I'm gonna use my expertise die.
They're spiders. fucking don't look dangerous.
Well, you
They
step
should
on
be
spiders. Well,
they should be burned with
theoretically, you
fire,
step on
all of them. But they say I'm a racist when I say that, so I can't say that about the Glimmer Shars. They like they've you can so now that he's mentioned it and you mentioned that, like, he kind of looks startled, and he says to you, he says, these ones are known pirates. You understand that, right?
spider pirates.
Glimmershar pirates. So
Okay.
what did you want to know? What am I asking them here?
We need shipping routes. We want to find the best time to fly into the prison. I don't know how loyal they are though, so maybe don't frame it quite like that.
So he steps forward and begins speaking with this group, and like their lights are kind of flickering, and you guys hear bits of static, and then one steps forward and looks at you, Hanno, and reaches forward and touches you on the shoulder, and then a burst of like bluish light, and then some static that now seems to make sense, and you can't really, it's really difficult for your mind to kind of wrap around this, but he introduces himself, and he says, hello, my name is Bright Crackle Flickerdim. I understand you were seeking some information.
Oh, hello, bright crackle flickered in. Yes, we are looking to see if looking into a position to make shipments of goods to the Aslanti prison, and we kind of want to know before we really get into it whether it fits our schedule. We're so busy. We've got multiple gigs going, if you know what I mean. Do you want me to bluff?
He seems kind of like partway through while you were talking, like he kind of like turned and was like doing some cards, and then he like turned back and he says, prison?
Do I know the name of the prison, or do we know the name of the prison?
Yeah, it's Golta.
Yes, Galta.
He flickers a little bit and he says, Golta is a moon owned by Aslanti noble Sardat, Zolan Ulivestra.
Well, the workers that we talk to say they treat them like prisoners there. Yeah, we're just shippers. We haul ore.
You haul ore because you're shippers? Miners haul ore because they're miners.
No, the miners got to stay on the planets, you see, and they mine, and then we come and pick it up and make the delivery. It's much more efficient that way.
You make delivery?
We make delivery. Yeah, we do. We plan to, anyways. We just need to know when they are accepting.
Aslanti Prison Moon is protected by Starship Vanguard of Parapet because it is starship for guarding prisons. You are shipping? Then why you come to me? He seems really confused. and also not super interested and kind of confusing to talk to.
Me too. Me too, buddy. Yeah. How many guards do they have for the planet?
I don't know about planet. I know about Vanguard Parapet because it is a starship for guarding prisons.
Just one? That's the only starship that guards the moon?
It guards the moon because it's a starship specifically for guarding prisons. Yes, Aslanti prisons are protected by Vanguard Parapets. They have less shields on their forward side.
Can I do a piloting check to see what else I might
There you go.
know about these? It's part of my
Sure.
do a check. I think it's a piloting check.
Yes.
Knowledge.
It's a piloting check. Do the piloting check. And I think you get a DC bonus because of your theme.
I think so too. It's up somewhere. It must be behind because it's not opening. There it is.
Okay. Not that you need it. So you're talking and you're like thinking about these ships and you haven't heard of one of these because you're completely unfamiliar with Aslanti space technology. However, as you're like inquiring about it, and this bright crackle flicker dim realizes like you know what you're talking about when it comes to starships, they get kind of excited and they tell you all about Vanguard parapets. So he tells you that the Vanguard parapets have lower shields on their forward side, but they protect that with he says, but it. So the way he says it is kind of interesting. He says the Vanguard parapet has less shields on its forward side, but it has a heavy laser cannon on its forward side and also an explosive missile launcher on its forward side and a light particle beam that is on a turret so that it can also hit targets on its forward side. So it wishes enemy ships to target its forward side. It is not a very fast ship because it is for guarding prisons, which requires it to stay near a prison, because it is a Vanguard parapet and is made specifically for guarding things such as prisons.
Did you get that, Captain? It sounds like they're loaded pretty heavy on the front side, but also weak.
Yeah, I mean, luckily we have somebody that's got some slick moves to get us around that obstacle there.
There you go.
Did he give any indication of how many typically guard? In like, do they guard in packs?
Every time you ask that, they repeat like variations of the phrase. All Islani prisons are protected by Vanguard parapet because it is a starship for protecting such prisons. They don't seem to understand that like what you're posing to them that question in that manner.
Sounds like we might have to do some surveillance work before we hit it, Captain.
Yeah, definitely recon's in order.
So he shares with you. He says, "Glimmershar, watch supply ships going to the prison, because that is what supply ships are made for. Supply ships go to prisons and are filled with supplies. Glimmershars take the supplies. That is what Glimmershars are made for."
Did I say supplies? I meant we haul stuff out. We haul the garbage out. That's the gig that we lined up.
You haul garbage.
You know, the bodies, dead bodies, they pile up.
And any miscellaneous transport that needs to be done off of it. So
They seem kind of excited, and the Glimmershar inquires, "Do you get good trash? Are you made to transport good trash? Is that your purpose?"
No. Our purpose is only the bad trash. You know, super smelly, gross, bad trash. Nobody else will do it, you know, it pays pretty well. Shit.
They
I start backing away slowly, like.
but what kind of good trash are you talking about?
In your head, I say, Captain, I think he means the good trash that they can steal.
he like, as you're backing away, like, he scrabbles forward and gets kind of up in your personal space and says, "You were made for good conversation. The conversation was good. I enjoy talking about starships because starships are made to fly in space. I'm made to fly in space." And he kind of reaches back into, like, the cluster of crystals on his back and says, "Here, you haul trash. Have some trash I no longer need, because it is of no use to me, so its purpose is trash." And hands you a laser microphone and parts for a cybernetic speed augmentation.
Ooh, nice.
So the laser microphone isn't really like a laser microphone, but it's more like a hyperbolic, what do they call those? You know, the dish that you point towards a thing, and then you can, like, hear through walls.
You called it hyperbolic.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, like, hyperbolic hearing or what have you. That's what a laser microphone is. I put those two things in the party sheet for you though, Hanno.
I totally pictured one of those like plastic kid microphones they scream into, and it just kind of makes everything sound metallic.
That's exactly what it looks like, yeah. But you point it in the
Nice.
direction that you want to hear, and you hear it, but it sounds really tinny.
I'm hoping it's like neon pink and like neon green.
Sure. It's neon
Straight out of
pink
your-
and green. So is the cybernetic augmentation.
I kind of want the cybernetic augmentation. Do I have to have robot legs? I'm reading through it. I can't tell.
It does a good job. It's a minimal, so it does 10 feet.
Oh, I see. It is a minimal. Okay. And it's like, plug them in, or do I have to go somewhere to get them in?
Yeah, you have to get them installed. You can't just plug them in.
Okay. Not plug and play. Got it.
No, you have to get them put in.
Nobody minds. I think my bare legs could use it.
Anyone have objections?
Nope.
So what does it say? I mean, like with the AC and the hardness and HP, are those like requirements or are those bonus?
No, those are. If you want to destroy that item, it has an AC of 10, a hardness of 9, and an HP of 9.
Okay.
And his Paizo assumes that the players are going to break everything, so everything is statted. The laser microphone is statted. It has better stats than the speed suspension, to be honest, as far as the AC and HP. So, right here, guys, is, I think, a great place to stop for the session, because we do have a couple more minutes of work to do. So give me a couple minutes to wrap a couple things up, and then we will chat. But you guys can discuss amongst yourselves if you would like, in or out of character. But I need to do a thing. Just give me a sec here.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us here at Heroes Wanted. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Devon Knight, at immortalknights.com. I dropped a link here earlier, but let me put that in now for you. Let's find somebody to raid. Let's show some Heroes Wanted love. Some I don't know, beard love? What do I call the love that my people give? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you so much, Jingo. I appreciate that, especially coming from you. I'll be honest, was very intimidated to see another Starfinder guy jump into Heroes Wanted, but I love watching your streams. They always make me smile. Let's go ahead and support my friend Apoc Mora. I don't know them, but they look like they're on a ship. They're on session 24 of something. So let's show them some love, guys, and give them a raid here. Yep, ignore me. Alright, I'm paying attention again, guys. Sorry about that. I was setting up a raid here. What were you two doing? Oh, okay. Cool. Nice. Yep. Yeah. You manually is going to be the way to go. So, okay, now that that's done, taking a look at what you guys accomplished tonight, I got to tally up all of the XP because I don't have that all built out just yet, but it will be enough that we each need to level up. So I'm not doing that on stream anymore because it's not super fun to watch. But if you guys want to level up right now, I'll hang out with you guys. If not, I'm available on Thursdays and weekends to work with you guys individually or as small groups to level up. It's number 4 isn't a huge level for everyone, I don't think. Cool. I know you get. That's why I figured I'd offer because I know you're probably tired and want to get some rest. So Thursday evening after work, we can get together sometime. So I'm available from about 5:30 till about 8:30 or 9. Yeah, that would work. All right, man. Thanks for coming. Cool. Sounds good to me, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. Man, I lucked out. Otis like took to the crate very nicely, and so like, and he's at the point where we'll be anywhere in the house, and I snap my fingers and tell him it's bedtime, and he races to that crate.
That's great to hear. Her name is Pistachio. She's a 3-month-old Australian cat. She's smart as a whip, so I'm because she's motivated before training time. She won't acclimate simple.
Yeah,
Is when I'm ready, but we're already been sleeping through the night. But
it's it's hard. It's the parent thing. You can't pick them up. You can't get them out because then you ruin it. So that's really the thing. It took Otis a little bit, I think. Probably not too long. Swive, you were living with us at the time. He wasn't too yappy over the nights. I don't think. So just stick to it. You got it. And just make sure. The big thing was always making sure Otis knew like the crate was a happy place and never put him in there as a punishment ever. Um, and for a lot of times I'll sneak treats in there when he's like not near his crate. And so that like once in a while he goes in there and there's shit in there for him. And it makes him happy. So
that's a really good idea. We tried bedtime. It still seems right now is a self-punishment kind of no matter what. Just in terms of there being some immediate remorsefulness and crying about it.
mm-hmm.
Right now, we were I like the idea of just during the days because she comes in every once in a while and checks it out. So it's not like she's bombarded with it, but
Yeah, she's just separated from her family, and so it makes her anxious, dude. That's really all it is. But yeah, you do that, make it a super like fun place where it's all happy memories and feel goods and participation trophies and shit, and it'll help.
yeah, I like that idea.
I don't know what kind of food and stuff you guys use, but if you check out chewy.com, by the way, I get my food and my treats in the like natural grain free brand that I buy uh, shipped to me cheaper than I can get them at the pet store, and it's auto each month. So I don't gotta fuck around with it.
That's nice. HEW.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll
I,
check that out.
I might be able to generate you. I think I might be able to get you all a coupon if you want to check them out. I might be able to get a coupon if you want to check them out or something. I can look and let you know. But yeah, chewy.com. Phenomenal shit.